It was this guy that was doing $8 million out of one orthodontic office. I was talking to him about what was next and if he wanted to scale his business, and he said, well, it's not really possible. I've tried it 2 other times and it completely failed. I said, let me guess, this is what you did. Right now you work 12 hours a day. That's why you make so much money. You just work harder than everyone else, and you're really smart with marketing and all that kind of stuff too. I said, so then you open up another office and you had no additional time for that other office, right? It was exhausting. You couldn't even spend time, and so that started to suck money out of your life, and then you got frustrated and wrote it off. He goes, exactly. I'm like, right. So have you ever thought about hiring a CEO? Have you ever thought about someone that could actually go and look at which practices to acquire, do the hiring processes, make sure it's operationalized, and do their best to mimic what you've already created? Because it's not actually that difficult of a business. And so Norm hired him a CEO. 18 months later, it went from $8 million to $22 million in revenue with more money in a bank account than he had when he had started. And what had happened was, by hiring that CEO, that was a big difference. But the next thing that Norm did after getting a CEO is that him and the CEO went in and said, who are the A players in this office and who isn't? In every office they acquired, it did the same thing. And rather than hiring more people, anyone that was an A-teamer, they said, hey, would you be willing to take on this, this, and this, and this for a 10% raise? And they would get rid of 1 to 2 employees that were doing those other things. And they're like, I'm cleaning up those messes anyway, and all those people do is gossip anyway. So he found a way to be more efficient within the organization.